Now, the scenes of violence across the country over the last few days have been incredibly difficult to watch. But those pictures just tell one side of the story, and they haven't really shown you the incredible response of locals out there, young and old, from all different parts of the community, because they've come together, brushes, shovels in hand, and they're cleaning up and repairing damage caused in their communities. Incredible work, Josie, being done.
And joining us now are two men who have been doing their bit in their neighbourhoods and helping out in any which way they can. They are Dougan, and Southport resident, and Mike Ainscough. Good morning to you both.
Morning.
We've had some horrific scenes over the last couple of weeks. Horrific. But what I think we're good at in this country is we pull together in times of tragedy, and it's because of people like you two. So I'm going to start with you first, Adam. Now, Adam, can you explain to me some of the scenes that you were seeing in your local community and why you had to get involved?
It was just horrible to see. These people don't deserve this. Everyone should feel safe in their own home. And we were driving through the area to get to the job we had booked in on Monday and just seeing the devastation and just had to help.
Adam, describe the community to us. Describe the people.
There's a lot of lovely people in Middlesbrough. Not everyone is what you see on these videos on social media. And people in Middlesbrough do anything for you.
Oh, and you're a joiner, aren't you, Adam? So you were driving past these horrific scenes and realising that they did need a little bit of help. Because people have been through so much, were they a little bit hesitant to take your help at first?
They were, yeah. There was a few people that didn't want to answer the door to us. There was a few people that also didn't want the help while we were here. But when we got started, and they've seen that we were here to help and we weren't charging, there was more and more people coming.
Adam, we're looking at the street you're on now, and it's a gorgeous, typical terrace street, lovely old houses, and it looks all peaceful now, but the boards, and there are lots of them. So talk us what you had to do there, what you found there, and what state the residents were in when this was happening to their homes.
Oh, the residents were quite upset by it all. There was one particular family that was celebrating a birthday party the day before, on the day of the riots, and someone threw a brick through the window while the child was celebrating a birthday. They were terrified.
My word. So you saw all this happening, you said, I'm going to do something about it, and very practical measures. You and some helpers boarded up all the windows for them. How many did you have to do?
Me and Dan did about 12 in total, about 20 windows it ended up being. But there wasn't just us here. There was multiple tradesmen. There was different companies. It was a good turnout, to be honest. So
you've seen lots of people in your community get together and, help board windows, help your community there, help people. I know it's such tragedy what everybody's been through, but has it installed something in yourself, Adam?
Yeah, the amount of people that turned out to the cenotaph just off their own back to help clean up, it did restore your faith in humanity. But there is a lot of nice people here.
Good man, Adam. You're a fine example of what this country's really about.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to watch it and take on board and keep leading the charge. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Take care. When something horrific happens, people need a place to go to mourn, to grieve, to pay their respects. And that place has been an area in Southport after the awful death of these gorgeous young children. But it's looking so peaceful and respectful, and mainly down to one man and a lot of helpers. Mike Ainscough's down in Southport at the moment. And Mike, thank you for joining us this morning. You've been tending to all the flowers there and the messages and the little teddy bears that have been left. So, first of all, on behalf of everyone right across the world, thank you. Amazing work.
Well, thank you.
Describe what it's been like there over the past couple of weeks, if you don't mind.
The word would probably be besieged by the number of people surrounding the outside of the house to look at all the flowers which people have very kindly donated.
And Mike, you saw all these flowers being laid and you had to do something about them, didn't you? So what have you been doing with all the flowers that have been laid out quite near to your house, actually?
I couldn't bear the thought of flowers standing against the wall nodding water. So I brought out a bucket. I subsequently brought out about 5 or 6 buckets. Then neighbours brought things to stand flowers in. Then somebody put out a request and we were inundated with buckets from all over the major supermarkets, people buying buckets, children turning up with buckets, a whole range of different colours, shapes and sizes. It's been fantastic that they did.
And it looks...
And then all the cuddly toys as well.
It looks absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Well done, you.
And Mike, the cuddly toys you mentioned there, you've made sure they're well protected as well, because obviously there's awful loss of young people's life here, so they're very, very significant as symbols of that. You've been taking care of them as well with your helpers. Every night you're giving them a nice, dry, warm, safe place to be, those cuddly toys. Talk to us about that.
Yes. Yes, every night all the cuddly toys live in the dining room. They came out this morning and it started to rain, so we started to get them in, and one person who's helped before came in to help, and a man just walking past offered his help, and we got them all in successfully. So they're all safe and dry in the dining room again.
Mike.
Oh, Mike.
Good on you.
You know, I mean, you are a keen volunteer, aren't you, Mike? Communities would be so lost without people like you. And have other members of your community surprised you, Mike, of how they've all come together at a time like this?
A lot of people are pulling together. Here, the best symbol was probably to do with the riot which followed. And it was like an army walking down this road, carrying shovels and brushes for another 200 yards to go and help out and tidy up after the riot which took place, basically. And we've had super help from the police. They operate a barrier here. Mike,
you've provided this amazing and very important focal point for the community as they try to heal from this awful tragedy. So what have you seen? How are the community dealing with things at the moment?
A variety, you see. Young children, we did in fact open up the garden so children could walk round and see all the cuddly toys. That's helping some of the children. And from adults' point of view, a lot of ladies will cry. Men will clamp their mouth closed. They will not talk because they know they will be affected emotionally by it, which they are. And as one grandfather termed it, how do I explain this to my grandchildren?
Mike, thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing there. And Adam, thank you for everything that you're doing there. You know, at times like this, when people like you pull together, it does, like, as you said, Adam, restore your faith in humanity. And again, thank you to all the other members of the community that have been there, out with their shovels, out with their tools, helping to put all the pieces together.
It's very moving, isn't it?
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.